I could have sworn I turned that thing off. Oh my goodness. Let's start over. Hello, gamer simmers and pilots. I am the Killer Gamer. We are back here with another live stream. If I can get my technical stuff right. Have I had a perfect live stream yet? This seems like there's always something going on. Stupid mic was muted. And the thing is it was muted yesterday. And Fat Bear is here with us. He was here with us on the last stream on Flight Simulator 5. And my mic was muted and he had to point it out. Fat Bear, what would I do without you, man? I would have a stream that has no sound. Well, I mean, it would have sound. It just wouldn't have me. I'd just be blah, 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 blah. And then, you know, nobody would hear me. But, yeah. So those who have never been here to one of my live streams, welcome. You're in for a surprise. That can be sometimes good or sometimes bad. Alright, so we're here with Flight Simulator 98. This is one of the most requested simulators on the channel as in terms of videos, and when I was actually on Twitch, it was pretty well received over there too. This is a pretty popular simulator, and I would say number 2 would be Flight Simulator 2000, and number 3 I think might be FS9, Flight Simulator 2004, maybe somewhere between that and FS5 possibly. But let's try our flight here. Whoa. What is that sound? What's going on? What is that? There's a weird sound going on. I didn't know what that was. Oh, who else is here with us? Nibelung? Nibelung? It's small. I can't read it. Hold on. Let me just drag it over here where I can read it. Nibelung? Nibelung? 3? Can I just call you 34? Silent Yuki? Imperfection is perfection. Yeah, especially on this channel. Everybody comes here because I'm such a mess. Nibelung says, I love FS98, my very first sim. Well, mine was Flight Simulator 2 for the Commodore 64. Then I went to the Amiga, and then I went to FS5, which I loved because I'm like, wow, look at this, texture grounds and stuff. But then FS98 came out, and I fell in love with it. So maybe it was the first sim that I fell in love with. I don't know. Just call me Nib. Nib. All right, Nib. I'll have to remember that because you'll be back for other streams, right? Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Of course you will. You subscribed, right? Subscribed. Click that notification bell. What are you waiting for? Alright, let's talk about our flight. Let's talk about where we're going. If you read the description of the live stream, then you know what it is that we're doing. But in case you didn't, that's okay. That's alright then. We will talk about it. Ta-da! Look at that. Navigraph. No, it does not connect to Flight Simulator 98. No, we will not see where we're at on this map. That'd be cool, but no, we don't. Okay, so we are here in Montreal, Canada. We're going to be flying. We could almost do a VFR flight. Well, that's assuming the scenery is in here. That's assuming the scenery is in there. But we could take, we could get out and look. And see if the the river and the lake and stuff is over there. But we are going here to Quebec, Canada, to the Jean Lesage International Airport. Now things may look a little weird with the scenery because it's custom scenery that I downloaded And it may look okay in some areas and not in others. It's kind of tough, but it was the only way that I could get these airports in here. Okay, and then this right here, this is from ProFlight 98. This is what I use for ATC. If you have Flight Simulator 98, this is a must-have. You have to have ProFlight 98. It will change your life. Did I say life? I meant flight. It will change your flight. It is absolutely amazing. I loved it, and you will love it too. This is a fantastic thing. And here is the actual flight plan itself. Looks like we got one VOR, but it's a total of 123 miles. So, not a lot. Not a lot at all. FS 2002 was the first sim I flew around the world. Hey, were you with us a couple days ago? Because I did Flight Simulator 2002. Yeah, I did that a couple days ago. I actually missed out on that party because I didn't know that party existed. After 98 and 2000, which I only flew like 3 times because my computer was just like, meh, it just didn't like it. It wasn't until I got Flight Simulator 2004, and then I just fell in love with flight simulation all over again. That was just, man, that was it. I mean, everything about that was exactly what I was hoping for. Yeah, and then FSX was, you know, a nice step up, but it was hell trying to get running on a computer. But, you know, Flight Sim 2020, that's kind of like a dream come true, especially with VR. You know, because now I can, you know, slip on those goggles and it's just like I'm flying in an airplane. It's really cool. Nib says, are you playing on an emulator? Yes, sir. Or, I'm sorry, I don't want to get wrong pronouns or anything. Yes. We'll just say yes, Nib. It's important. I don't want to say the wrong thing here. Yes, it is on an emulator. It is PC emulator, PCEM. The reason why I have it on the emulator is for the controls. My controller here. There was a time that I used to do this on VMware, and I did it quite a bit. The problem is I didn't always get the controller to work. I had to use the keyboard, and that was getting kind of annoying. It ran better. It certainly ran better, but yeah, so it's PC emulator. It is emulating a Pentium MMX 233. I do have an actual retro box. It's an IBM something. It's an IBM something. It's got a Pentium 4 in it with a dual boot system of Windows 98 and Windows XP. Windows 98 is pretty much packed with Flight Simulator 2000. But there is another option that I am looking at in regards to getting Flight Simulator 98 on an actual machine, on an actual retro machine, like a Pentium, you know, Pentium 4, which will run Flight Simulator 98 beautifully. So I am looking into that for. So for right now, we're using the emulator. Hey, John, what's up, dude? What's up? And everyone. Oh my God, Nip says that he's a guy. Okay. I think about 99% of the FS crowd is. Yes. I didn't want to make any assumptions. Niblung used RetroArch and DOSBox. I know RetroArch. I'm very familiar with that one because I've been doing a lot of emulation lately. Do you have that 12 terabyte drive? The one from Ken Hank? Because I think, yeah, RetroArch is in the background of that one and utilizes a lot of emulators behind the scenes. That I have videos on that Ken Hank 12 terabyte drive that's got like 100,000 games on it. It's pretty kick-ass. If you love emulation, get yourself one of those. It's like, what is it, around $270, I think? Completely worth it. Basically, the price that you're paying is for the drive. You're paying for the price of the 12 terabyte drive along with a housing, a case for the outside. And let me tell you, it saves you a lot of time. Yes, you can do it all yourself, but it's very painful, very time consuming, and you got to spend the money to get a drive anyway. So just buy the drive. It's on Amazon. Highly recommend it. Silent says you can also try QEMU to emulate. You know, that's one I have not heard of. I have not heard that one. No Voodoo card. Now, Nib, are you asking me if I've got a Voodoo card, or you're just saying that you don't have a Voodoo card through RetroArch and DOSBox? This does. PC emulator, you can emulate a Voodoo too. Yep, and Silent Yuki says you can use DOSBox X, which emulates 3DFX. Ah, he's got a 4-player cabinet, arcade cabinet. That's cool. Hey, what about those pinball cabinets? The ones with the virtual pinball. Have you seen those? You can like buy one that's like $8,000, and it's all complete with the computer and the screens and everything. But have you seen those? Those are freaking amazing, man. You can sit there and the glass. It's got the back glass, and then it's got a little monitor for the what is it called? The DMD. I almost want to call it a DHD, you know, a dial-home device with Stargate, which is another pinball game. But it's got a monitor for that, and then the actual top part where where the pinball part is at. And you can sit there and you can slide to different games and stuff. That thing looks freaking awesome. You can build one yourself, but yeah, that thing's amazing. Yeah, Silent Yuki. Nostalgia is so expensive. It's become popular. Retro stuff has become popular. I think it's because people are sick and tired of all the new crap that's coming out. They're tired of buying a game and it's not complete, and you download something and it breaks the game, and everything else. They're going back and they're checking out the old stuff. So yeah, definitely. Okay, so as you can see, this is a custom airport. You can see we're over here at around the Air Canada. I'm not going to say terminal because that's not what it is. Look at this nice little dash that we got here. I don't think all this stuff works. Just a thought, I don't think it all works. Oh, I didn't mean to click that. Alright, so clearance is 125.65. So let's go ahead and change our settings here. 125.65.
Citation 693 Mike, that's Eagle with Kilo, instruments Long Beach.
Citation 693 Mike, so we cleared the Long Beach Airport. Oasis 1 departure, Goffs transition. Goffs direct Hector, KO3 arrival. Maintain 17,000, departure frequency 125.9er, squawk 5350.
Okay, the Oasis departure, Golfs transition, Golfs direct Hector, KO3 arrival Long Beach, 13,000, 125.95350.
Okay, recheck your initial altitude, sir. The initial altitude would be 17,000.
I'm sorry, 17.
You got a good point, John. The older we get, the more expensive it
Kilo
gets.
is current. Have a good flight.
Good day.
Clearance, Nippon 708.
On Nippon 708 clearance.
Clearance, Nippon 708. On the ramp, VFR, request 4,000.
On Nippon 708 Roger, cleared as filed. Fly runway heading. Maintain 3000, squawk 5430.
Clearance, Piper 1990 on the ramp. IFR with
That is us.
Juliet.
Roger, Piper 1990, cleared as filed. Fly runway heading. Maintain 3000, expect 11,000, 10 minutes after departure. Squawk 6730, departure, frequency 119.0.
Clearance.
Roger, fly runway heading. Maintain 3000, squawk 6730.
Piper 1990, readback correct, contact ground on 121.95.
121.905.
Ground control, Piper 1990 on the ramp. IFR with information Juliet. Ready to taxi.
Piper 1990, taxi to runway 28.
Okay, we're going to 28.
Roger, taxi to 28, Piper 1990.
TWA 730, a little bit left there inside the white line, please.
Yeah, we're turning left right now, TWA 730, and just to verify pad 2, that's out where United's sitting.
That's correct.
Hey, after we land, we can play some pinball. And if you like retro games and you haven't seen my other series called Killer Awesome Day, I just recently did a video on a retro arcade. It's got like 200 games there. So I might actually go back tonight. I don't know. My daughter was talking about it, but we'll have to see. Oh, no. Why is the control not working? Come on now. I just tested this. The control should be working.
695, give way to TWA and then taxi. Okay, give way to TWA, taxi 695.
Now, I tested this controller earlier, and I know it works because I tested it. It's not turning. Let me go to custom controls and assignments. See, it's all right there. There it is, access. So it's there. I don't know what's going on. Oh man, you gotta be kidding me.
Turn 456 is clear to 59. Western Japan Air 124, radio check.
Japan Air.
Japan 124, volume weak.
Is it possible? No, the joystick is on.
Roger, Japan Air 124.
Alright, hold on. I'm going to... Oh, be damn, it's not seeing it. Is it because it got disconnected? My controller got disconnected at one point, and I think it got messed up because of it. Oh, well, great. Now I can't even turn that thing off. Well, shoot! Dang it! What the heck? Did it just freeze? Wow, okay, it froze. Apparently it did not like what I just did. Alright, we'll just reboot here. Now, unfortunately, this controller... Oh, man, I need to check and see if I have to reboot the simulator. Yeah, no, simulator's fine. The emulator, sorry, I don't know what I'm talking about. Everything is saved and ready to go, so it's not going to be a problem. Alright, go to Flight Simulator. Look at all this crap I got on here. I'll go back to the chat here. He has an upright cabinet with 4 joysticks. Yep, I know what you're talking about. FBO, no VATSIM back then. There was CompuServe. I remember doing a flight with Flight Simulator 98 with CompuServe. They were like fly-ins. But I don't think it was graphics. I think it was text. I can't remember exactly. Okay. We'll load right to it. Nib uses a USB Xbox controller. I have a Xbox compatible controller. The one I'm using on this though has a lot more buttons on it, but I can't use all the buttons anyway. John's like, it's been a long time since I heard that. Alright, where's our sound at? Oh, I'm in we're gonna do the bouncy bounce. And we'll test this controller, and it still isn't working. It's still not moving. I'll be damned. Maybe this plane doesn't like... I'm gonna have to fly this with Everything is here, but it is not recognizing the joystick. That really sucks. Alright, well, I will be flying this with the keyboard then. It did work with a regular Cessna. Well, now you get to see where all the ATC stuff is at. It's right there. They're basically adventures. Oh, no, 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 no. What the hell is this? This program has performed an illegal operation and will be shut down? What the heck? This thing's being difficult with me, isn't it? I had it all ready to go, and now look what it's doing. The pleasures of Windows 98, I guess. Now watch, I'll load this up and the controller will work just fine on here. Okay, never mind, it doesn't work. Alright, stand by for technical difficulties. I'm going to completely shut it down. Oh, jeez. What is going on here? I have a feeling I know what it is. Because I didn't have this problem before. I think I know what's causing it. I had changed the processor from a Pentium 200 to a Pentium 233, and I think that might be part of the problem. Yeah, for right now, we're just having a chat hangout here. Did this just load up automatically? Or did I do that? I don't I don't know what it did. It shouldn't be crashing like that. It's doing it for some reason. Okay. Let's go to settings, control panel, game controllers, properties. Oh, see, it's working. It's not exactly center, but calibrates. Press A button, okay. Set your controller's range of motion, move its handle in complete circles several times, and then press a button. To confirm center, press a button. Set the range of motion for axis 3. I ain't worried about that. We're not worried about that. Okay, so that should work. I don't know why my graphics are doing that. I'd rather do this on an actual machine. I didn't have all these problems with VMware. Just loaded it right up and it was just fine. What has taken Flight Simulator 98 so long? There it goes. Yeah, DOSBox, you gotta have Windows though, and that's kind of like a thing too. But the other thing is I've got all these add-ons and expansions and stuff, and it really needs a PC to work correctly. Okay. The controls are working now. Now let's make sure that this doesn't crash. If it crashes, we're going to have to come up with something else. Could be the scenery too. The scenery could be very detailed, and it's causing it to flip out. I don't know. Like it's coming out with a memory error or something. Okay, the controls are still working. Wow. Unbelievable. I had it working and now it's not working. What'd it do? Get corrupted or something? Well, shoot, I wanted to have ATC. Maybe we will do a VFR flight. The fun of live streams. all the behind scenes that you don't see when I'm making videos. I can't believe that it's doing that, because it was working just fine to start with. Okay, so we're just going to do a VFR flight. That's assuming the water and everything is there. Well, it worked when we first started. It was doing just fine. And then the controller was not, because it had disconnected. Now I got to figure out where the runway's at. I think I might see it. And it might have something. See, it's weird. Some of these, there just might be too much going on here with the custom scenery and the custom airplane, and it's not moving. It's not moving. Okay, hold on. Everything's okay. I just didn't have enough, I thought it froze. I think there is a runway right over here. Yep. Alright, let's get this show on the road. Unfortunately, I don't have the ATC and everything else. Bum deal. I see water, and yeah, I think this is the right way. Give us a chance to see Montreal here with all the custom scenery that was done. There's the airport. So if we follow this river, it should take us to Quebec. It's going to have to be VORNAV, but I'm also, as far as the, I'm also just going to use VFR. So we looked at the flight on Navigraph, and there was a river that was going in that direction. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to follow this river, and there is a VOR that is along the way to Quebec, and I will tune that in and head towards it. See this, it's like all the textures are not loading up here. It's possible that this might work better on a Pentium 4. This is about the right direction we're supposed to go. According to the flight plan, and I will pull it up here, you can see here it is right here, heading to. We should be going 45, 45, 50, 51, somewhere in that general direction, which we are going. And then as a reminder, here it is. Okay, this, I mean, it's just a direct route, but here's the river. So we'll just follow that. That should take us right to the airport. So it didn't go quite as planned, but we still found a way to make this happen. Somehow I clicked something. Psych. You think it'll freeze if I do an external view? Like Flight Simulator 4. You don't really have textures, you just have straight colors and stuff. There wouldn't be anything here if I was just using default scenery. See, it's like you can see some of the textures up ahead. It's like some of it is loading up, but not all of it. Yoko, 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 yak, 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 says Brie. That's good cheese. Silent Yuki, how much RAM do you have in this VM? Well, it's not a virtual machine, it's an emulated machine, and I don't remember. I don't remember. The max, whatever the max is. 16 megs? Oh, there's a way to find out. Hold on. Go to machine here. Go to machine. Let's see. 128 megs. The thought that I had was getting Flight Simulator 98 installed on a USB stick and then plugging that into my retro machine. There's a USB driver that you got to get that works with Windows 98. But that's what I really need to do. If I do that, I think things are going to load up a lot better. Yeah, it should be enough. But the other problem is that it's emulating the machine itself at 100%. So the machine itself that it's emulating is a Pentium 1 200. It's a regular Pentium 200 megahertz. And this would do a lot better if it was faster. Oh no. I just lost my control again. Well, it's keyboard flying from here. I need to get a new controller. Unfortunately, the wire on this thing is just not good. I should be able to land this with a keyboard, though. It's the airliners that I have a problem with. .80. The emulator doesn't like this end. It's like gone down to 23%. Might be because of the Voodoo 2. Maybe this would work better without the Voodoo 2. it, or if that's going to cause a crash. The Voodoo 2 is supposed to make the graphics smoother. It's supposed to make it run better. Please don't crash. It's not so much a bottleneck. The emulation slows down because the main PC, the host PC, is struggling to keep up with emulating a Pentium 200. I mean, I've got an i9 processor, so it should be fine, but this is why I bought a retro machine for Flight Simulator 2000. It was really the only practical way I could get it to run, because it doesn't work. It doesn't look pretty in VMware, because it does not see 3D graphics, and so it just looks horrible. You can run it on PC emulator, but once you start adding add-ons and everything, it just slows down like crazy. So really, the best machine to get is an actual machine, and a Pentium 4, and I forget which graphics card I have. It's almost about as good as you can get with Windows 98. Because, yes, you can run this on Windows XP, but a lot of the add-ons won't work correctly. They won't install, or you won't be able to do what you need to on it. But even on Windows 9, or even on the Pentium 4, there are still some areas that chug, even on a Pentium 4. There are still some areas that it has trouble with. See how all the texture is just not sitting there? See, I don't think it's supposed to look like that. I think it's a combination of... Now it might. I mean, this whole area is custom. This whole Canadian area is custom scenery that was added. So maybe it is like that. Maybe it's just, maybe the scenery is just glitched. So, like, they got the textures, like where the city is at. But I don't know. It just doesn't look right. And I double checked and I made sure that I had the scenery objects and stuff that you need for that was required for the custom scenery to work. So I made sure I had all those. Yeah, so I'm not sure what it is. But I wanted to give this flight a try and see what we had. Ah, hello there, Charles. Good to have you with me here. And Niels. Nice to have you back. I guess it all works out that we had to reboot everything. Yeah, all kinds of technical issues when we started. Everything was working fine. And then my controller had disconnected, and then I no longer had my control. But I had everything else going. I had the ATC going and everything. But I wanted to get the control working, so I went ahead and restarted it. It wasn't working, and then I finally got it started, and the controller was working. And then I start the ATC adventure, and then there's like a crash, and it was crashing every time, and it wasn't doing that before. And there's no reason for it to crash. Now this big lake area that we're seeing, I don't think this was in the default scenery. Now in the description section is what all the custom scenery, all the custom content I'm using is in the description. So if you wanted to look at that, that's where it is. And using the custom content's kind of a mixed bag. Some of it is great, some of it looks fantastic, but it's just a resource hog. Charles says, I want to see live using IVAO. Huh? I think it's very realistic. I'm not sure what that is. I can look it up. Let's see. IVAO. Oh, I see what you're saying. Instead of VATSIM. Gotcha. I do have a VATSIM account. I haven't flown on there for a while. IVAO, International Virtual Aviation Organization. Except they spelled it with an S. Organization. Isn't this the one where they only cover part of the world or something? About IVAO, who are we? Founded in 1998. Flight Simulator 98. Interesting. To provide an online platform for flight simulation enthusiasts. Man, they date all the way back to CompuServe. Legally registered, not-for-profit, under Belgian law. First steps, training, flight training, virtual airlines. Huh. VATSIM versus IVAO. One person, I'm like looking up some reviews. One person says they use both. Yeah, one person said that IVAO is not as easy as VATSIM. VATSIM is a little bit more of an entry level. Pilot Edge, that's the other one I was thinking of. Yeah, Pilot Edge is Western US. Llama. Luigi. Hey, if you want llamas, you'd have to join my Minecraft stream. We got llamas there. Or you'd have to watch my Sims videos. You know, Sims 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, llama is a theme on those. Okay, it looks like we're not 60 miles from the airport, but okay, so I don't know if you noticed, but the VOR that's on our flight plan activated, and we're now locked in and we're heading towards it. We're 57 miles to that VOR. And then after that, that's the Quebec VOR. So the airport is going to be like 10 miles from it. It'll be close. DME. Down here in the bottom left, you'll see 55.2.1.0. That's about how far we got until we get landed. So when you say you prefer this method of flying, do you mean without all the ATC and stuff? I like having the ATC and the ATC chatter. And then there's also air traffic. I've got an add-on for that too. I like it because it really pushes 98 to its potential. Now when we get done with this flight, if you want, we can try another flight. And we'll just use a Cessna, and I can go in and I can create an ATC flight for it, and you can see the whole process. So you might find that interesting. And then we can test and see if it's going to crash the game or not. So if you're interested in seeing a little bit more Flight Simulator 98 on this stream, since this one is kind of wishy-washy, and the scenery is just there. Trying to think of where it is we could fly. I have an idea. We could fly Wichita, Kansas to Oklahoma City. could also try Kansas City, Kansas, and go over to Omaha, Nebraska. Omaha, Nebraska to Des Moines, Iowa. That's not too bad. I'm just trying to come up with stuff that's not too long. The Cranberries, ATC in your head? Huh, I know the Cranberries, but I don't think I've heard that song. Yeah, Zombie. Yeah, that song I know. Oh, you mean what's in your head? In your head. Zombie. Zombie. Hey, hey, hey. I just scared away some new viewers with that. Linger. That's one I don't hear too much of. I know there's some other ones that I've heard, but I can't seem to think of what they might be. The Cranberries were an Irish rock band formed in Limerick, Ireland. I might have heard Dreams, I'm not sure. Linger I've heard. Sunday possibly. And of course everyone knows the Zombie song. It seems like that's all they play anymore. Currently, we are 30 miles away from the airport. I wonder if these other controls here work. The Garmin here, I think that's a Garmin. It's coming up with errors and stuff. Does not like an exterior view. Look at the little building down there, little church. Interesting that it's having trouble looking this direction. I think it has something to do with the fact that there's a lot of graphics in this direction and it can't render them. Well, we do one Flight Simulator 98 stream a month, so that way we have opportunities to work on the other simulators too. So maybe next time I can get this working on a real machine. And start doing. And the thing is I actually have a controller. I have a yoke that will work with my retro box, so I can even fly it with that too. I think it'll be a much better experience than trying to run it off of PC emulator. It's easier to record this way, but wife was nice and hooked me up with these little rice cakes.
Ori-Erie.
Ori-Erie?
Erie.
Erie. Origigiri.
That's exactly what I was trying to do.
No, I'm not really sure. Could have used a fork. This thing is kind of falling apart. So we got 17 minutes left. Miles, not minutes. I believe the airport, because I checked the scenery before I did this, is straight ahead. You only saw my setup here. It's really hot. And yes, we have our air conditioning on, but we live in a fifth wheel RV. We're full-timers. And so the insulation is not as good as a house. So the air can only get so cool, like maybe around 80, 82, something like that. So it's not as hot outside, but it is kind of stuffy. But I've got these little air units on a table that's sitting right next to me. I guess you could call them they're like personal coolers, I guess you could call them. Some would say they're just evap, because you put water in it. But if you take like the filters and you soak them and freeze them, and where you put the water, if you put like ice cubes and then put water in there, it'll blow out cooler air. It'll start blowing out cold air. It just doesn't last very long, but we should be getting close to the airport. 10 miles away. So based on Navigraph, when we were looking at it, no, not Navigraph, the flight plan that was generated by ProFlight 98, the airport was 10 miles past the VOR. So I'd say we've got about 17 miles. So today is the last stream for this week, and we'll be starting all new streams next week. And you might be wondering, hey, well, what are you going to be doing? Good question. We'll check my handy duty calendar here. Let's see. So Monday at 9, if I can get my VR working with it, there is a mod pack called Fear Nightfall, and it's supposed to be like scary, kind of like a horror game, and there's a VR option on it. So I thought that might make it really hard. People say it's worse than RLcraft. Tuesday is our live hangout stream at 6, and I'm actually going to be going to my storage unit and trying to find a few things. So I'll be doing the stream there. And you guys you'll be able to see my flight sim collection. Wednesday at 4 a.m. I'm going to be doing a classic X-Plane, and I think I have X-Plane 7 planned. Yeah, X-Plane 7. It's going to be from Melbourne to Albury, Australia. On Thursday at 3, I'm going to be continuing with the game Amnesia. I was doing that over on Twitch, and I need to get back into it and finish it because I've not finished Amnesia. On Friday, we'll be doing Flight Simulator 3. We'll be continuing with a series that I started about a year ago or something, called Coast to Coast in the US, and we're using the Sublogic scenery discs. So we'll be getting back to that. And then on Saturday, so this time next week at 3 p.m. Pacific is going to be X-Plane 12. So X-Plane 12, and where are we going to be flying on that one? We're going to fly in New Zealand from Auckland to Tauranga. So those are the streams that I have planned next week. And tomorrow I'm taking off so I can get things ready. But on this next week, I'll probably work a couple weeks ahead to get things ready. Because next Sunday, I might do my first stream over on our second channel, Killer Radio. Just started it recently, and what I've been wanting to do is a top 10 countdown. It's all original music. It's all music that's been created by AI, but it's created with ideas that I've got. And sometimes I have to go through and try to get it to I See the Airport. Work it a few times in order to get what I want to get. But we've been getting some pretty good views, listens, or whatever you want to call it. I don't think that's the airport. It might be. That might be the airport, actually. Yeah, but I've got enough enough variety of views where we can do a top 10 countdown, and that'll be a live stream. And I'll do it at the same time. It'll be 3 p.m., but it's going to be over there. Yep, this is the airport. I recognize it. Getting a little too low here. Okay, this is not easy with the freaking keyboard. Not quite on the runway, but it's hard to see the runway when the control panel's kind of in your way. Landing could have been better. Well, give you a chance to see the custom airport here. This is user created content, what you're seeing right here. I think they did some amazing work. We're not going to park over here. I just want you folks to be able to see the scenery. there's no sense in getting custom scenery if we're not going to take a look at it. You know what I mean? FBO, is that what that says? They put a lot of work in this. Okay, there's something with a little... I wonder if that's DHL. I wonder if that's what that is, because it's got yellow and red. Little sign up there on the left that's got a truck. Now off in the distance there are some colored things out here. That's supposed to be a parking lot with cars. Aero Center. And we got a few more things over here to take a look at. Got some jetways here. It's like the main terminal. Takes a little bit for the scenery to load up. Got a little something on this side. I wasn't expecting it. It's a red dot. We'll go over here and park by the red dot. It sounds like it's struggling. Putt. Yeah, the jet bridges did look pretty good. Okay. Well, I'm a bit exhausted, so I think we'll go ahead and we'll call it a flight. I want to thank everyone for joining me on this flight. We'll be doing those streams again next week. Same killer times and same killer channel. They will all be up on the front page, and that way you can click the ones that you're interested in and click that notify me, so that way you're notified and kept up to date. It's got a countdown, all that other stuff, so that way you can join me. And hey, if you're not into Flight Simulator, or let's say you are into Flight Simulator but you don't like, let's say you're not really big into Minecraft, you're still more than welcome to hang out with me. You know, it's, you never know, it might be entertaining. Just like where I'm going to be playing Amnesia next Thursday, which is kind of a freaky game. You can see my reactions on that. So, anyways, you're welcome, Fat Bear. Good to have you here, and everyone else. But yeah, thanks again for watching. We'll see you on another video. We'll see you on streams next week. Have a killer awesome day.